Welcome once again to another edition of Listenerland.
Greetings.
Thank you for joining us. Don't forget you can like and subscribe at any time. We'll still be here. I want to point something out actually because one of our listeners or viewers, he pulled us up slightly saying, you got that wrong. Well, we know. We don't claim to be experts. We've never in any way said that we're experts. I would have thought that we're absolutely clear by now that we're not experts. So if we do get things wrong, that's where you come in. You can answer the question for us and let us know where we went wrong. Because we're just three blokes in a pub having a pint, talking about music like you do every weekend, but we're doing it in my front room. So we're not experts, but we just like to gather and talk.
And we don't take it personally, obviously.
No. Well, I do.
What subject?
Oh, we know you were talking about AC/DC, some bright spark.
With the internet?
Yeah, some keyboard fella. No, we mentioned his elder brother, George, but it wasn't part of the subject. So because we didn't highlight the fact that George was the older brother of the young brothers, he pulled us up and says, well, he's the older brother. Oh, you're not very good on your...
Was he right, though?
Well, we weren't talking about George.
But he was right.
Well, he was right. He is the older brother, but we weren't talking about George.
There we go.
So we can't fill in every gap.
No, so we're just petty. Anyway, move on. So we give her a little bit of stick recently. Well, over the last 12 months we have. Some of it in jest, some of it not in jest. But Listenerland as a whole would like to send condolences to Dolly Parton.
Oh, wow.
Who has recently this week lost her husband of 60 years, Cole Dean, who died at the age of 82-year-old.
Oh, that's not been up news, has it?
So,
has it? I haven't seen it.
Dolly being a listener, we'd like to send our condolences to Dolly Parton and the rest of the family.
That's a question for you. So if someone famous is, like, let's imagine... Well, would that be newsworthy though? It's not Dolly Parton, is it?
Yeah, but
condolences. But
yeah, but it affects this notable person, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
I suppose Dolly Parton dying would be bigger news
for the fans.
It's like mentioning that Gene Hackman's wife has died recently as well as him.
Yeah,
I know it's all a bit suspicious.
Yeah, they got sound in the same bed, didn't they?
Yeah, in separate rooms.
Well, it's just come out.
What I heard
in separate rooms.
Apparently, he died a few weeks later.
What? And he didn't know that she was dead.
I think he was going senile. I think that's what.
He had a fall as well, apparently. Yeah. So it's a very sad story.
Dolly's 79, and Cole Dean, who she'd been married, like I said, married to for 60 years, he died at the age of 82.
So this is going to be a very upbeat show, isn't it? We've started with a kickback to a complaint, a death. Yeah, Gene Hackman.
Yeah. Well, I'll bring another one up if you want.
Oh, okay.
We've lost Joy Molland, and he's not to the general point. He's not a quite famous name, but he is a famous guitarist because he was the original guitarist in Badfinger. Badfinger.
Never heard of him.
Scabby Digit. Yeah, Badfinger. They started in late 60s and they had several quite noticeable hits. But their story really revolves about one song in particular. They recorded this song and they didn't think it was very good.
Was it Goldfinger?
No.
Damn.
Close.
Badfinger.
No.
He's the man with the bad...
No. And they thought, oh, yeah, it's all right. But, just stick it on last track on side A, we'll use it as a filler. So they did. And they're always been looked at, this band, as having potential. They were going to be a big thing. They came out of Swansea, I think. And they're always going to be like a big band. They never really, really broke through. They had, like I said, a couple of hits. But they were plagued with disaster later on. But the one big hit that they had, well, a certain chap called Harry Nilsson, he decided to record this song and thought, I like that. I'm going to sort of rework that and put it out. Had a massive worldwide hit with it.
Oh. I think I know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
He can't live, can he?
no, not without you.
Yeah. I always thought that was his song.
No.
Always
No.
thought it was his song. Until
Yeah.
about maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
And then your mate, Mariah Carey,
Oh.
she did it in 90s, didn't she?
Yeah, she
I Can't
did.
Live
Yeah.
If Living Is Without You.
Yeah.
But it was a Badfinger song.
Yeah.
So the two writers must have coined in when Harry Nilsson did it.
Yeah, like when Wet, Wet, Wet did that song in the 90s. I feel it in my fingers.
Yeah.
Also toes. But it was a band from the 60s, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But that song was like number one for weeks. Like
Yeah.
a stupid amount of weeks.
This is a thing about bands that didn't particularly do anything. If they'd owned the publishing rights to that song,
Oh, yeah.
and then they just sat there and they think, well, we had a go at it. We know what really happened. You know, I've got to go out and have a 9 to 5 now. And then all of a sudden somebody gets a big hit with it.
Mm.
Ka-ching!
Harry Nilsson won like a Grammy for most, like I think it was like, it might have been Song of the Year, but he won like Best Vocal of the Year as well, like most original vocal.
Oh,
Because
quite.
it was a really good.
Yeah, I think it was
Vocal
70,
credit.
71 when he released it.
He was 71.
No, in the year.
Right. Yeah. I say it looked good for a boozer.
Sorry?
It looked good for a boozer at 71.
Yeah, he were an avid drinker, wasn't he?
Well, he was part of that Hollywood Vampires. So
Yeah, he was
with John Lennon
one of the founding members, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mickey Dolenz and Alice Cooper.
John Lennon.
And well, he was a guest later on.
Oh, was he a guest?
He was one of the original members.
Oh.
As much as people like to think he wasn't. It was Mickey Dolenz, Alice Cooper, Harry Nilsson. Because Ringo was a guest as well.
Well, he had a big problem, didn't he?
Yeah, they all did.
They all did it in them days, didn't they? They all liked to wear.
Well,
Ringo Starr had many problems. He once appeared on like Blue Peter showcasing some furniture he designed.
really?
Yeah, but he got someone else to build it, and it was clearly inspired by copious amounts of drugs. It was like futuristic and like things balancing. It was like, yeah, and we can knock them out in a few weeks. And it was random. Like he was trying to find a side project after the Beatles, and he was going into furniture design.
He always seemed to be the one that were trying the hardest to be somebody, because the others seemed. I mean, George just plodded along, and he got his own fans really quickly because he was Mr. Laid Back, weren't he? And then you got the other two, obviously, were doing all the heavy lifting with songwriting. But he was the one that were trying really hard to, let me write a song.
Yeah.
And then what did he sing? What did he write? Octopus's Garden in the...
But he still sells out gigs, and he brings out
He
his own.
does. He
So
does.
fair play.
And
Does
then
he do it
And
because
then he
he
went
was
with
a beat?
trains.
Yeah.
Northern Thomas.
But does he do it because because he was a Beatle?
I think he just because he likes music.
Yeah. I like him, mate.
Yeah, he's a good character.
Yeah. He's the shortest of the four as well.
Really?
Yeah. None of them are very tall.
I
I
never
always
assumed
thought
they
John
were.
Lennon were tall.
I think it's because he was lanky.
Yeah.
Is it like skinny and long hair and big
Yeah.
nose?
No, he was 5'9". He was shorter than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shorter than
They
Wayne.
don't look it, do they? On telly, do they?
Paul, same size as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5'10". And then John Lennon's an inch shorter. And then you got George, who's 5'9"-ish, allegedly. And then you got Ringo at 5'8".
So actually,
I always thought they were taller.
yeah,
thought-
so they're actually little Beatles, aren't they?
Yeah. Tiny Beatles.
Very small people.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
No,
you learn something
Height
every day.
facts.
Height facts of
But
people.
it didn't go, it started with Harry Nilsson, but there you go. Evans and Ham wrote the song. And they both committed suicide later on. Yeah, they was plagued by...
Ooh, that's the dark story you're going to say.
That's the
Right,
dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, they were... Ham died in 75, 4 years after it were hit by Harry Nilsson.
Right.
And then Evans died in 84, both by suicide.
Well, that's this video restricted.
If you're not depressed now,
Then you
give
will.
us a bit longer.
Then you will be in a minute because it what Brits this week. Did any of you watch it?
Oh, no, I didn't watch it, but I heard about it. And
Well, I didn't see it, or anything about this.
Well,
Pray
I didn't watch it. Although when I read the article, I went back and watched the performance, and we've mentioned it before about there's a lot of young female artists out there that tend to wear nothing.
they tend to oversexualize the shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is it Charlie XCX?
Yep.
Yeah, and Sabrina Carpenter. Well,
Yeah.
she opened the shows up. And she did this, I don't know if it's one of her songs or she just wrote it for Brits.
Espresso, didn't she? It was Espresso song.
It was done to the
Well, she had Beefeater.
national anthem,
Yeah.
English national anthem. But it was, is that one actually one of her songs?
I think it was a remix, but from what I saw, she had those Beefeater army people behind
Yeah,
her
she
dancing
did.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It was all, yeah.
And she just wore this very small little basque thing with suspenders on and stockings and everything.
Sounds horrible.
But
It's-
it was crap. And
But
then,
it's weird for someone who
Yeah.
appeals. It was promoted to appeal to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which I thought, well, that's what I thought. So she's probably aiming at an audience of 12,
Well, yeah,
10
always
to,
the audience,
to
yeah.
16-year-olds. And she's prancing up and down, everything all hanging out. And I mean, she don't look very old herself. I don't know how old she is, but she don't look very old herself. But all dancers in background, not the gods. But on the second track, she got like, if you can imagine like these big marshmallow things with all these dancers on. They were just in knickers and bras, doing all this laying down and doing splits and up in air and legs opening and all this malarkey going off. And she's
It's a way to get
background.
attention, isn't it?
And I thought, all she's doing there is selling a sex appeal to try and get people to like her.
it gets people to talk about it, and that's exactly what we did.
And then the other one, the Charlie XCX, she comes out in a black dress, see-through, almost like, you know, them netting, old nets that you used to have up at your kitchen windows. It were a bit like that, so you could see all the nipples and all this, that, and other. But she come out with a statement saying that in this era, although she did end up winning 5 Brits.
She chose not to perform as well because she wants to get spanned.
Is that what it was?
She
Well,
wants to get what?
She wants to get drunk.
Oh, right.
well, she won 5 Brits, but she come out and she says, in today's era, I think it should be free the nipple. And apparently that's why she wore this dress showing her nipple.
I feel it's
And I
been done
thought,
to death, isn't it? It's like oversaturated.
yeah, and I just
stuff.
thought, you know, you're 2 young lasses there, and have you got to, is that how you're going to sell your records? By promoting this sexual
There's a phrase for it, isn't there?
all
It's not,
time.
it's
Prostitution?
Not over content. It's something over content.
It's how much attention you can grab, isn't it? It's all
Yeah.
marketing.
I mean,
it's really like
Madonna
shallow.
tried it back in the 80s, didn't she? And she made a career out of it.
Yeah, but she didn't wear stuff
Well,
like that.
she pushed it to limits of what she could do back in them days.
I mean, these are in knickers and bras, and that's about it.
But she did that back in the day, didn't she? She
Stockings,
pushed it as far as she
suspended.
could get away
Where
with.
does it stop though? Because
Anyway, they've had
Well,
over,
where does it stop?
They've had over 825 complaints to Watchdog
Ah.
about the Brits.
and you only called in 800 times.
No, just the 25.
They like so Kanye's now ex-wife, not Kim, but they were at I think it was a Grammy Awards, where on the red carpet where the photo's taken, he stands at the side and he gives her the nod, and she's obviously looking a bit nervous and stuff, but he gives her a nod and she takes off her coat and basically she's naked.
Oh, yeah.
And then from then she leaves him. And it seems like there's a huge exploitative thing out there. And one thing that what you don't get, which is we talk about her quite a lot, and sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's not. But Taylor Swift doesn't seem to have to go to those levels to get attention.
No, she don't know. No.
The vast majority of them don't have to,
No.
because they can do it without having to use them sort of tactics. You'd think, wouldn't you, in today's so-called enlightened society, that when women see Kanye West giving her the nod to take her clothes off, they would rebel against that.
Well, they have rebelled. They found it chauvinistic and disgusting.
because-
So and he got a lot of backlash. And I mean, Kanye's.
Well, he's not white anyway.
Yeah.
Does he care?
I don't know.
I don't imagine he does.
He had a...
It's
he had
like
a-
we said before, isn't it? It's obviously sex sells. It's going to, and that performance that them two did at Brits is
So part of the
going to sell albums.
so part of the sales.
Does he
tactic,
get the
isn't
figures still?
Must have. Most Brits.
Brits.
Yeah,
I don't think he
viewing
does.
audience.
Nah, I don't think he does. I don't know really. Does anyone really care about it? I know
To be honest,
I know that we're older now.
Well,
but
I didn't know it were on until
I didn't know it were on until
I
you just said it were on.
until I'd read that about Sabrina Carpenter.
I don't believe
I think
awards
it
mean
went
anything
Brits.
anymore.
No, I mean we've had a prime example of why they should mean less and less nowadays after performance that we have with Grammys. They're not worth it. It's just 5% of people just pushing their own products and getting bums on seats, and it's all about ka-ching. It don't give any hope for anybody else, does it?
No, it's just
So why bother?
look. I can dance around doing this, and this, and then. But like I say, it'll sell albums. It'll all sell albums.
Do you think Chris Martin will start doing it?
No,
Coldplay.
Yeah, do you think he'll start
Coldplay.
just wearing a little star-studded thong?
I don't think. I think he's too old now.
Plus, it'd be yellow
You're
anyway.
never too old to wear a star-studded thong. What's wrong with you? I've seen you in yours around Saturday night.
Well,
around town.
Yeah, but that's different, isn't it? I'm not on TV, innit?
Recovered there, round town.
But yeah, well, I can't see Chris Martin doing it. But then again, he's of an older era, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. And what my point is.
Yeah, but it makes me wonder, what do the other people that's there, that the older end music artists, what do they think of it?
Well, you have to empower it, otherwise you're part of the problem, aren't you? So they're probably, oh yay! I don't know.
Who's driving it? The management, the record company, or the artist itself wants to say, well, my records are shite, so I've got to do something.
It may be the clicks. It may be the impressions that they see once they do these sort of things, the endorphins, a bit like you have a successful post on social media and then you want to try and replicate that. So they track the impressions maybe that they get when they do certain things. And
Do you think that's why Lizzo does that as well?
Lizzo, does she?
She wears strange outfits, doesn't she?
Maybe, yeah. Same with Gaga.
Gaga does that, doesn't she?
Yeah.
But she don't wear next to no.
No,
Everything.
she doesn't. She just wears bizarre stuff.
Yes, it's just a little bit
Arty.
Yeah, arty, artistic made, isn't it? And all strange stuff.
So, moving on.
Moving on.
What about Charlie Boy?
Oh, his radio show.
Oh, collaboration with Apple.
Who's that?
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, Charles, he's new DJ for the
King.
Oh, King Charles.
King Charles.
I don't know anything about this.
You don't know.
a new radio
I
show
don't.
on Apple Music.
So Apple Music have done a collaboration with King Charles.
Right.
Yeah, and what he's doing is dropping some of his hot takes on music, what he likes.
From 1930s to present day.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Why not?
Did it start last Thursday or is it this Thursday?
I'm not sure, but some of them, he's got Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Yeah. It turns out he's a Rasta fan. Kylie Minogue. Grace Jones.
Good.
All up to me bumper, Bobby.
Bobby.
And he also likes this contemporary artist called Ray, she's got a good voice, but she sometimes does classic stuff and then she sometimes does different stuff, like scatty street stuff. That sounds...
How did he get into that?
It's all recording all, isn't it? In his office in Buckingham Palace.
Oh, I think that's brilliant. Now,
I mean, it's different, isn't it?
It's different.
My only thing,
trying to get down with the kids, isn't he?
my only thing is, is it being driven by his PR people?
I mean, what are they trying to achieve?
Yeah,
You probably can't make him any bigger than he is.
I don't
think he needs a PR person, does he?
Oh, he has PR people. Don't
Well,
worry
he does,
about that.
but I don't think he needs one. It's probably something that he thought.
He probably,
do you know what?
He probably does.
I want to have a go at this.
He probably does these days. He probably thinks, right, how can I seem more of the people rather than being this aloof character that it has been for the last few centuries?
Yeah, they're ever so slowly like just raising the veil a bit on.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the family.
they are, yeah.
Mm.
And I think this is part of it. Like,
Right, could be.
we'll get you need your own podcast. You need to go on
I don't think
Listenerland podcast.
He's not doing a podcast, but he's just saying a few
No,
songs.
he could
likes.
do if he wanted to.
He could, yeah. Charlie Boy.
He could
podcast.
join us.
Charlie, yeah.
He's a ring, Charlie Boy, and we'll sort something out. You can come up north.
We won't visit. Wayne gets a nosebleed if he goes past South Yorkshire.
Yeah. You'll come up to us. It's much nicer.
It's much nicer. What else you got, Wayne?
Well,
Harry Styles is apparently rumoured to be doing a potential residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, he's done well, hasn't
Well, I was thinking about that. I mean, he's done well, but he hasn't toured since 2023 when he did his big world tour. So he had a huge outing around the world and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah, but it were a 18-month tour, though, weren't it?
Maybe, yeah. But it was still a big tour.
Yeah, no, what I mean is it's probably only just finished.
No, I think it finished like last year. It's not done
Did
out for a year, yeah. But I remember seeing some footage of him at the Sphere when he shaved his head and people were criticising him about his hair because he's losing his hair, I think. I think he was watching U2.
Right.
And now he's rumoured to be doing some at the back end of this year, a potential 35 shows as a residency.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, that venue would just be a residency venue because there's so much involved in creating an experience there.
Yeah.
It's pointless just doing it for a couple of nights. You'd have to do...
No, they never intended it to be a one-off venue. It's a resident. It's 30 shows.
And I'm hearing more and more things about residencies. So there's a band called LCD Sound System, which is like an electronic indie band. They're quite big in the 2010s. And they have struck up a residency at a place in London. They're from America, but they're doing a residency. I think it's the second time they're doing a residency in London at a specific bar, which is pointless because I can't remember the bar. But I'm hearing more and more people doing residencies. And I wonder if that's because of the global impact of touring. Maybe maybe it's more lucrative because they can control everything.
Well, I'm thinking about the people that own the venues because it's them that's going to drive that. They're going to say to the artist, look.
Well, but what about the benefits to the artist? Because the artists, then they don't have to have all
these.
It's great. They don't have to have these trucks going all around the world. They don't have to think about the logistics.
It's great for them.
Mm.
Is he big enough to sell out 35 shows at one place?
Yeah.
I was surprised how big he is.
Because, all right, let's say...
I forget, it's the One Direction guy, so kids...
Well, that aside, I think he's created this own phenomenon, hasn't he?
Mm.
Really.
But if you go and watch an artist, let's say I don't know, over here we'll say, you go to Butlins, and it's a band like...
Butlins?
Butlins. Or, you know...
Where's he going with this?
What gig are you going to watch at Butlins?
So, like, say you've got a Black Sabbath.
They're going to play Butlins.
Who's got a wide variety. And then you've got somebody like him that goes.
Butlins? I'm sorry, I can't get past Butlins. Why? Of all the venues you can think of.
I don't know.
Butlins
just
Black
popped into my head.
Ozzy Osbourne.
What I'm trying to say is...
Birmingham to Butlins.
If you've got a big band that's just doing the same place for 35 nights, you can see them selling out. But somebody like him, is he popular enough to sell out in the same place?
Yeah, he is. He'd probably be able to
for
do it
35 nights.
Yeah.
Why do you think they do this Las Vegas residency? They get exactly the same there.
It's like the male version of Taylor Swift.
Yeah?
Yeah,
it's really popular.
But
there's a constant stream in Las Vegas, and there always has been since the days of Elvis, of having these residencies. It's been going on for donkey's years, and it's even more popular now. Because you've got all your main artists are all they're queuing up for it. I think you've got a point there, about this thing in London.
Mm-hmm.
They're queuing up for these residencies because it's
easy money. Yeah,
damn easy. All they've got to do is get this in an hotel for a month.
Oh yeah, I get why.
I go downstairs.
I can get why they do it.
We go.
They don't have to move out. They set up on first night and they leave it there for 3 months.
And it's all driven by venue, I think.
I'm just thinking with Vegas being like a holiday place where people go and visit.
Is there a Butlins in Vegas? How can it be a holiday place if there's no Butlins in Vegas?
It's like a place where people go to visit, isn't it? It's not like a big residency where people live. So is there enough people?
A lot of people live there.
To go for 35 nights to watch him?
Yeah.
Do you think for 1 minute they would say, now then, who can we sell out? Well, you wouldn't have thought that Dead & Co would have done the amount of business they've done. And we don't really know them over this side of water. But over that side, they're absolutely huge.
Yeah, but is he that big over there?
It must be. It's supply
Harry
and demand.
Styles?
Yeah.
It's all supply and
It's on a
demand.
world tour. It's sold out every gig. It's huge.
They see a demand for him.
I don't follow him. I don't.
No, do I, but-
I don't know none of his stuff. I don't.
No, I don't.
I
But
don't tend
I
to
know
read
he's.
about
I know
him.
he's.
I just.
a big deal.
I didn't think he would be that big.
Yeah.
So is he the? Would you say he's the most popular one out of them lot?
Yeah.
That One
I'll tell you what's
Direction
unusual
thing.
about it as well, because the Sphere is primarily a heritage centre, a heritage act centre.
Well, that's probably from what we've had so far.
What we've had so far.
But-
That's why this putting Harry Styles on there is unusual. So he must have the capability to sell it out for that many shows. Because you've had U2, you've had Dead & Co, you've had Eagles.
Yeah, you can understand Eagles selling it.
No,
out.
my point is they're heritage bands, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're all playing
yeah.
the hits from the past. Not playing new numbers.
But also, if you think about
So
that,
if they think they can book him for a block booking, how many shows is it?
35.
35 shows, they know they're going to get the money back. They don't do it for no other reason.
Some of these heritage bands, they might be like, I can't be asked to go around the world.
No.
So come to me.
I just want to thought something like him would have been big enough for that amount of people for 35 shows to go and fly out to Vegas to watch him.
And
You wouldn't.
You probably get Ed
I
Sheeran
wouldn't,
doing
no.
it. Who else? Who would you pick for doing it? What band do you think would be good doing it? We've probably asked this question before, but what artist would be good?
Robbie Williams.
Well,
He's not big enough in
I
America.
don't
though, is
think
he?
they don't know him in America.
He can do Bucklins though.
They can do Butlins.
He can do
yeah.
Bucklins in
do
England,
Bucklins.
but he's not that big in America.
Celine Dion.
If they do it,
But
yeah, that's true. She does.
I know
she's
ill
got the
at-
stiff
residency.
syndrome, hasn't
She's
she?
ill at the moment, isn't she? But if she ever got back to it, or if you went back to 5, 6, 7 years ago, she'd probably pack it out. Celine Dion.
Madonna.
Yeah, probably Madonna would do it. Yeah, Dolly Parton. She'd
Oh.
probably do it.
No.
Not so
I
sure
think
about
she
that.
would.
Not so sure about that.
Chris Stapleton. I think he'd do
Country,
it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What's the show going to be? Just like Southern flags and pickup trucks
Yeah, and
tessellated through the background.
and a 4-pack.
Yeah.
Just
Well-
me and my dog.
There's a thing I read the other day, and it's about that. And it said, let me just find it for you. Sorry. people.
Chapter 1, verse 4.
In the beginning, it was good. No, I can't find it.
I shall go
So
to
well,
Bucklins.
just carry on. then.
So, remember the other day when I asked you what the world's longest song was?
Yep.
And technically it was a trick question because it was the slowest song.
Yep.
And it was like 600 years. Well, I've got an update.
Oh,
What's the world's official longest song?
I don't know.
All right. Is this going to be
Is that,
stupid?
is that
as
that
well?
poem? I want to say that again, that 16th century.
I think you
Indian
said that.
poem.
You said that last
So
time, didn't you?
I want you to first tell me, well, you're not going to get who it is, but how many hours do you think it is?
9.5 hours.
9.5 hours,
32 hours.
32 hours. That wins. It's the world's longest song. It's called Rise and Fall of Bossa Nova.
Okay.
But that's not a joke. By PC Third or something like that. Anyway, it's 13 hours.
Oof.
Oof.
Ooh,
Jingle bells.
No.
Yeah,
I can imagine
Who
listening
wants
one,
to sit through that?
I don't know.
one track for 13 hours. Same song.
I don't know how they would construct a 30. Is it an album? What just has no breaks? Is it 4 albums? Is it? It's got to be instrumental, hasn't it?
Yeah. You would, well,
There can't be any. No, there can't be any words to it, can there? Or
we
can
don't
there?
know. Yeah. They might do it like Pink Floyd used to.
With long musical breaks in between.
Yeah. And then a bit of fewer, 2 verses or so, then go into another big musical or instrumental bit. And then,
Yeah.
I've got another little fact about the song for you. So there's a song that can make you hallucinate.
Okay.
yeah.
Why?
Well, I think the real question is how.
Both.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
And you don't know I'm going to try this tomorrow. Don't you?
Don't do it while driving. So it's called
He gets fascinated by what happens when he blinks.
The world ends. It's called Weightlessness by Marconi Union. And it's scientifically proven to reduce anxiety by 65%. and in some cases, people have hallucinated.
Is it something
So it's
to do
super.
with the
It's basically
beats
like
per minute?
It's I don't know. It could be hertz. It could be anything. But it's apparently just super chill, and people have like apparently hallucinated because it's so anxiety reducing. Which is
I can imagine
interesting,
it being
isn't it?
like on a wavelength with heartbeat, and it brings your heartbeats down.
It'll be a
and
recording
there'll
of
be like
Wales.
some white noise, and then it'll be. They're not actually hallucinating; they just fell asleep. It's called a dream. We call it dreaming.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
What, dreaming? No, I do it regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do it with your eyes open. That's
Well, I
weird.
do when he's driving. Yeah, I found that thing about country music. 1 in 5 country songs refer to alcohol.
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 Sorry, my mouth doesn't work when it's
When you've had alcohol.
when I've had alcohol. 1 in 3 refer to tears,
Oh.
and
They love a bit of drama, don't they?
1 in 7. Yeah, they do. 1 in 7 refers to mama.
Mama.
Not mama.
Mama's drunk and she's crying.
Yeah, mama's nicked me beer.
A 4-pack of beer from a small town on a pickup truck.
Yeah,
My mama's crying.
it would be interesting to find out whether how many pickup trucks do get mentioned.
I've listened to some modern country music. Like I said before in this podcast, they're always referring to a pickup truck. They're always referring to a 4-pack. There's
Yeah.
always a woman in a summer dress.
Yeah.
And there's always a small town accent.
Yep. And they all dulcet older partner.
Yep.
Doesn't it? We all like a bit of country music.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
It's all right.
it's
I don't mind
bits
it.
and pieces of
I
it.
don't mind it.
Yeah, it's great. I was listening to somebody this week about, and they were playing bluegrass on the dobro. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They used to be called resonators back in the day, but they're now called dobros. Amazing playing, amazing.
That's that thing in it.
Oh,
That's the lap steel.
They got slide and they can put it on the lap.
Yeah.
They're flying it out. It's great. But really good playing though. It's not all bluegrass, really fast picking like they might do on a banjo and things like that, flats and screw stuff. It's imagine Feeling Bad Blues, perhaps with a bit more tempo. That's where we're looking.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Not wrong
good
with
stuff,
that.
that. Yeah. It is.
No wrong with that.
Yeah.
Have a bit of that.
You would. Brilliant stuff. Good stuff, that. So, we mentioned him. Well, we mentioned him earlier. I'm going to mention him again. Chris Martin.
Oh,
Apparently, in an interview on Radio 2, he has stated again, because he did it the first time in 2021, he's come out again and said 2025 will be the last year for Coldplay to make albums.
But they are going to tour again. That's a band, that would do the Sphere.
Yeah.
They could do a Residency.
They could do it, yeah.
they could do
But
it.
he says they will still tour,
Mm-hmm.
but there'll be no more albums after this year.
Well, that'll be good.
Yeah. It will, but
They were all right.
what's-
The earlier stuff.
what's
were a
the
lot
thinking
Yeah.
better
behind it
than
though? They're not planning a long future then, are they?
I heard him say there's no reason for them to do any more albums than the Beatles did.
Wow.
And to a degree, not saying that that's the standard, but I guess they don't need to keep churning out albums. If they can, it doesn't say that it's not going to create.
They're all fairly.
They might not. They might make singles.
Yeah, they might
Yeah.
do new music
might
and
do
just
it.
put it
They're all
into,
fairly young
into
men,
the,
though, aren't
into
They
the
might do
show.
EPs.
I know they don't need to go out and earn a living, but they are very creative people. So they're not going to sit back and say, right then, that's me. I'm just going to go down to the local garden society and sing. I can't speak tonight. Garden society.
So that Coca-Cola.
Garden society and start an allotment of other. But to say we're not going to make any more albums, is he going to plan a solo career maybe?
He likes to collaborate, doesn't he? So he's probably going to go around and collaborate. I think what it does is it allows him some freedom to do other things with the music.
Yeah.
He might do more
They've
producing.
done enough as a can do with Coldplay.
Yeah, they do a lot of writing, and maybe the direction that he's wanted to go in, because I've seen him collaborate with some Moroccan buskers and stuff like that. Now, how does that fit in with the Coldplay's linear path? They've already gone way off track from when they first started. How far he might want to try something completely new, or the other members might want to.
I think he'd try and be the next Billy Joel.
What?
Yeah.
What at Butlins?
Wait, you've seen the piano
At Butlins.
at
Yeah.
Butlins.
Yeah, I can see him trying to be like a
Smoke-filled rum.
A Billy
crooner.
Joel type of solo artist.
No, I can't see that.
No,
No,
I can't.
I don't get that one either. I'm not
Yeah.
seeing that one. But
I can
you don't
see him doing
see
that.
many acts like Billy Joel.
No, you don't. But he's very like energetic into and with it on some of his stuff. And I think Chris Martin would like to try and go down that route, very with it, very
I think he'll make music.
energetic, a lot of piano stuff in there. Because he plays a lot of,
He does.
he likes his piano stuff, doesn't he?
Just going back to Sphere thing, they know that one in London, it's been cancelled, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, they were going to make one in London, but there was lots of. Well, London's a very tightly packed place, and there was a lot of kickback from buildings that were like overlooking it, and they don't want to be staring at this like external LED light. So it got cancelled. I know there was talks. I think there were talks. It's either there were talks about it, or I've just imagined it because I'd like it to be there. It's probably the latter. Salford,
Salford,
like Media City.
Yeah, that'd be good for us.
It would be, but they've got the Co-op Arena there, so
Why not Sheffield?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
where else could you put it? Hull.
Rotherham Market,
Leeds.
Leeds. They've got enough. Hull would be a good shout actually. It's but then again, it's arse end of nowhere, in it Hull. No offense to Hullians, but no one's. No, I'm just calling them that, but no one's going to Hull. It's not on the main route, is it? It's got to be. I think it's got to be somewhere on a main. Okay,
Yeah. And Sheffield would be perfect.
It would be actually.
Sheffield.
It would be.
Yeah, but then again, if you're going to go to a Sphere in Vegas, it's off a beaten track, Vegas. Unless you're going to Vegas,
Yeah, but you're gonna-
there's not a lot around
It's
there.
a big,
big airport,
it's a
you
big
can get-
holiday centre, isn't it? It's a big tourist
We've
track.
got a
It's a
lot of
big
traffic going
tourist,
that
yeah.
way. Airport, railway.
You could put it in Hull, and then you could go to deep.
People leave Hull, they don't go to Loom.
Yeah, but you
It's,
could,
it's on the road to nowhere.
Do you know what Hull's
Because
famous
it's on
for?
coast.
Hull is famous for the
beautiful
boiled
south.
sweet. Oh, the boiled sweet and microwave packaging.
Really?
And that's all you need to know.
about Hull.
Hull.
Oh, no.
Or not. They sound like one of those memes of a cat. Oh, no.
Well, what about the guitarist that came from there?
Oh, Mick Ronson.
Mick Ronson came from there, and Woody Woodmanson came from.
But they all left.
They all left
Quickly.
yeah.
As soon as they were
Woody
of
Woodmanson,
age.
the drummer, he came from there as well.
Did he?
Yeah,
As soon as they got to that age where they could leave, away I go.
yeah.
Sorry, there's nothing wrong with Hull. It's just not.
It's just not.
It's
us.
not on the main. It's not on the M1.
You have to branch off to go to Hull. It's not like
It's like York. It's a pain in the ass to get to. It's not on the M1
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
A1 though, isn't it?
to a degree.
To a degree.
It's just off at A1. Isn't it?
Anyway,
You could put it in your.
We're not going to go into geography now.
so Adele's first album, I recently found out that it was inspired by a breakup, right? And it was with a breakup with a guy that left her for a Burberry model.
Oh, really?
Regrets.
Yeah. Man, she's had a couple of breakups, hasn't she, with marriages?
Yeah, but we'll not hold that against her.
No,
But yeah, she cashed in from that.
You've got to think: is it because of the lifestyle she's got, or that's come her way because of her success? That it's
Probably.
difficult for somebody that's not in that lifestyle to cope with.
This was her first album.
Yeah, and she weren't even successful then, was she?
19.
Yeah, that would have been it. Yeah,
19, wasn't it?
19. So
Moving
he's
pavements.
probably chasing pavements.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
to do with payments.
Yeah.
Yeah. All album were contributed to a breakup.
Yeah.
And she's not done bad for herself.
No,
I think she's funny, me.
She's
Yeah.
great.
and she doesn't have a surname like
No.
Cher.
No.
Who else doesn't have a surname?
What is Adele's
Prince?
name?
Elvis.
It'll be something, obviously. But you got Elvis, Will Presley. But you know, like what's
right.
Cher's surname?
Right, yeah.
Cher. Cher.
Not just not
You,
known
get,
of
you
it.
get to a certain stage
Madonna.
in success.
Yeah.
You get to a certain point in success. Even if you just go yourself share, if it's like nobody says the Rolling Stones. They all say Stones.
Stones, yeah.
But then again, Michael Jackson. Everyone says Michael Jackson.
Or MJ. Or Jacko.
Jacko. But you've got to get to a certain status before people say just that abbreviation. But everybody knows who that is.
So who's the most famous abbreviation, do you think? It's got like Madonna or Cher?
No.
I wouldn't imagine it's Adele.
I'd say Jacko.
No, there's just one name. Are you on about just one name?
Yeah, who goes by one name?
Say Adele.
Adele. Yeah, if you say Adele, everyone's going to be like, everyone's going to know.
Yeah.
Well, I bet Madonna comes because they call her Madge and all, don't they? So,
I think it's the English thing though, that Madge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
It would have been Madonna. It would have been Cher in the day. You know.
Or Sonny.
And she goes back to the 60s.
Yeah.
Prince, like he said, Prince.
Another one.
He's well known, isn't he?
Yeah.
But nobody calls Taylor Swift Taylor or Swift. They call them Swifties.
Swifties.
Nobody calls Lady Gaga Gaga. Oh, they do, but they know it. Yeah.
Gaga, yeah.
Anyway.
Do you know what she used to be in? Now, I couldn't believe this when I read it, and I haven't done any research on it, so bear with me. Because I thought, I can see it, but I thought, I've never heard that before. She used to be in her younger days, she used to be in a tribute band. Can you tell me what band she was tributing?
Can I have a clue?
Baby.
Supremes.
Ooh, he's close. He is so close.
Led Zeppelin cover band.
Correct.
Yeah, because I've heard her on a Howard Stern show singing
right.
a sample of a Led Zeppelin song. And Howard Stern was like, that must hurt your voice. And she's like, no, not if you know how to sing. Yeah, because she got a really good rock voice. And she does, it's a Led Zeppelin cover band.
A Led Zeppelin cover band. I couldn't believe it. I thought, is that really? I'll have to check that one out, but I never did. And it's just come to my mind now.
So she's got good foundations, good credentials.
Yeah, we'll get that.
And on that note,
Goodbye.